This portion of Money Matters Boston is brought to you by Flagship Wealth Management. Welcome back to Money Matters, and I'm lucky to be sitting with J.B. Turner. He is the architect of this whole amazing operation here in Belfast, Maine, Front Street Shipyard. How important is it for partnerships and collaborations in your industry? I know in just about every industry there is competition, but there is also that need to work together, and I know that's something that you folks strive for here at the Front Street Shipyard, right?
Right, exactly. We're a collaboration ourselves. I mean, and we compete against each other. Brooklin Boat Yard and Rockport Marine are direct competitors. Their owners are also my partners. So
how does that work?
It actually works pretty well because everybody runs their business. I run this business, they run their businesses, and we compete against each other for projects.
Right.
But at the same time, we work together in coordinating work. They're smaller yards, we're a bigger yard, so we can handle things that they can't handle. But they also can help us when we're short on staff, or if they can supplement us with more workers, or we can do the same for them. If they have a big project going on, we can help send people over there. So it's the beginnings, we hope, of what will happen more and more in the marine industry, and probably lots of other industries in the U.S., is working together is always better than working separately against each other.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I belong to a bunch of different organizations, Maine Built Boats, Maine Marine Trades Association. They're all groups that are trying to get people to work together more, and we hope that work continues.
Taylor Allen and Steve White, you know, I've got you here on a vessel. We'll get to that in a second, but we're still on the Front Street Shipyard location here, but you guys are competitors. How am I pulling this off? What makes this okay for JB to allow you two guys on the boatyard here? If you're competitors, how is this working?
Well, we're also investors and owners of the Front Street Shipyard. The three of us have independently worked in different yards all our lives, though we have very similar attitudes about what a boatyard should be and how you run a boatyard, how you treat your customers, how you treat your employees. And so we've collaborated over the years on various projects, and then this parcel became available, and it almost seemed like a no-brainer that it was a good idea for us to try to make a shipyard work here. And so it has, and we continue to be competitors and collaborators, and we happen to think it works best for the industry that way.
We've known each other. The three of us have known each other for a long time, and JB essentially became available in the industry. And I was speaking with Taylor, and I said, "Gee, if I had the opportunity to hire him, I would in a second." And Taylor said the same thing. And then Taylor and I share a common problem with our yards in that the footprint is very small. It's a small area. And we've had opportunities to work on larger yachts before, but had to turn them away because of the physical limitations and restrictions. And so we started talking about starting a new yard and finding a place, and one thing led to another, and here we are.
You're involved in the restoration, a lot of wooden boat projects.
Yep, that's right.
You can't help but notice that there's a lot of wood going on here. Can you tell me a little bit about this project specifically and what makes this so unique?
This project came to my attention roughly 3 years ago when it was acquired by the current owner. The boat had been in Newport, Rhode Island for quite a while. The owner bought the boat understanding that it needed a new deck. So he acquired it, brought the boat to us, and we took the deck off. And during the course of that project, not unlike restoring old houses, other problems became apparent, particularly in the hull of the boat, and one thing led to another, and the owner finally decided to, okay, let's just go ahead and restore the complete boat, make sure that the hull is sound and as good a condition as the day it was built, which was in 1924. And a lot had happened in the intervening years, so we spent the first year really restoring the hull itself. We replaced a lot of all the metal in the boat. Probably half of the hull planking is new. All of the hull framing is new, though the previous owner did roughly half of that. And then we continued and built the interior, and this is an example of that.
Now, Steve, in your operation, because you have a whole shipyard yourself, right?
That's right.
Are you involved in restoration projects as well, or what would be the driving force behind what you do?
We also do restoration as well as new construction, as does Taylor, and it's very much driven by the customer. We love to do restorations, but if we have a request for a new design, a new build, that's what we're doing. And so currently this year we have 3 new boats under construction, 2 47-footers and a 70-footer. And the 70-footer, we are actually working with Front Street Shipyard they're going to build the deck for us because we have a very short build schedule. We received the contract in September. We're due to launch the 70-foot boat on August 1st of this coming year.
Wow.
So that's a very quick build schedule.
Well, you know, what is the secret, do you think, to the success story that's up here? I mean, obviously speaking with JB 16 months ago, there was really nothing here. Now it's blossomed into, you know, what we're seeing today. And then your boat yards with the success stories attached to that. Is there some sort of magic or some sort of something in the water up here that makes this a good region to do this? What is it?
I think that, well, the customers are very important to all 3 of us. Mm-hmm. And we try to give good value, I think. I think Maine in general enjoys that kind of a reputation that you get, you know, good value for the money. The rates up here are a little less than in other parts of the world, so I think that's a driving force as well. And relative to Front Street, you know, JB enjoys such a terrific reputation, really worldwide, for what he's done in the past, that's brought a lot of clients up here for him. And we are all 3 of us operate full service yards. In other words, we're the sole people to blame if something goes wrong. And I think for some owners, they really like that.
The people that are here are a big part of what make this work. The employees in the state of Maine are very, very talented people and are very committed to their craft. I would say 20 years ago, that concept might have been more true, that people didn't want to go into a field or profession where they were primarily working with their hands. They thought that, you know, their livelihood would best be served by being behind a desk or working in an office or something. But I find more younger people now are looking at what they're actually doing with their life and how satisfied they are at doing that. And for a lot of people, creating works of craftsmanship like this is very important to them. It's at the end of the day, there's something they can say, look, I built that.
And I want to thank you guys for coming on the Money Matters program, and certainly the collaboration and the competitive nature of these guys is evident, but it certainly would not happen without everybody working together for a common cause. Why don't we do this? Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with more Money Matters Boston in just a minute.